What does it mean to cultivate care? Let's talk about it. Hey, welcome to Studio Raphael. Today we're presenting a new episode of Let's Talk About It with your host, Aiden Brookstone. Welcome to Studio Raphael. Now, I bring up the idea of cultivating care. And I understand that, care is, I guess, through everybody's lens of reality, this idea of care is seen very differently. So I feel the best way for me to explain what cultivating care is for me to explain what care is through my lens of reality. Now, I'll give you this as basically from where I live, how I've grown up, and what I've come to see in the world, and what I hope to see in the care going forward, and in essence, why I am making these 2 weeks about cultivating care. Now, I grew up and currently live in Vancouver. Vancouver, if you don't know, has a very bad problem with homelessness and addiction. This isn't a problem that is just in Vancouver. I understand this is something that's happening all over the world, which is why I think we need to care a little bit more. Now you can say, oh, there's only so much we can do. Oh, there's all the people who have the money. And yeah, I understand. These are all very valid reasons. These are all very valid things that are happening in our lives that can make it really hard to actually care. So I don't blame you for having these feelings of, well, what can I do? But that's why this feeling of care is so simple and yet so important, is because caring has nothing to do with money. Caring has nothing to do with what we can buy for others. Caring has nothing to do with, purchasing somebody's groceries or that. Caring simply means that you stop putting other people above you and you stop putting other people below you. Caring means that you start seeing everybody at an even playing field, because truly, we are at an even playing field. The spiritual way of seeing the world is that we are all one. And if we are all one, then there can be no higher or no lower in a life where all is one. Which is why caring for ourselves, caring for others, caring for the world, and just caring in general is so important in order to create a more positive reality going forward. So what are some examples of cultivating care? Well, cultivating care can be as simple as seeing somebody who's hurting and asking them how they're doing. Cultivating care can also be as simple as cultivating self-care, which is something we'll also talk about this week. Care comes in so many different forms and can be done in so many different ways, but in order for us to care in a healthy and effective manner, it doesn't have to be done in a financial sense. Yes, finances are important. Yes, having the money to take care of oneself and do those things in a world that requires that is extremely important. But if we don't have the care for ourselves, if we don't really nourish and nurture ourselves to the point that we are full within, then there's always going to be a void for us to fill. And if there's always a void for us to fill, then we're going to be so focused on ourselves that it becomes extremely hard to care for others. And that's just like a really hard reality that we're facing these days, is that we're all worried for ourselves, which means you're worried for yourself. I feel a lot of the same, and I'm sure everyone else does. We're all surrounded by the same global political climate. We're all surrounded by the same global issues. We're all seeing the same world, even though it's through different lenses of reality. And ultimately, remembering that we're all one, remembering that it's about lifting one another up and bringing one another up to that level where we're all on an even playing field, where we're all existing as that one, as that equal, as these expressions of life and these expressions of joy that all have the opportunity to create abundance, create wealth, create joy, and live purposeful and expressive lives. It's about seeing the humanity in one another. It's about realizing that we're all in this together, and it doesn't have to be a financial sense of caring. There's emotion too. You can give a friend a hug. You can tell somebody you love them. Honestly, you can honestly tell somebody you love them. Not conditional love, non-conditional love. Unconditional love. Unconditional love is the way, because we can't keep looking at each other and saying, I am better than you, therefore you deserve worse. This is a process of bringing the human back into humanity. This is a real process for me, but I would just hope that you would see the positive in it, that you would see the benefit in caring, and that you would see what cultivating a world that cares can really do for us. What does it mean to cultivate care to you? That's an interesting question. For me, cultivating care looks like one thing. For you, cultivating care looks like another, and I'm very interested to hear what you have to share. Please do. My name's Aiden. This is Studio Raphael. Thanks for being here, and I'm wishing you well. Take care.